at martial arts. He would pull my headscarf off in public, try to stop me from praying or going to the mosque. He would play up when I have a photography exhibition or I'd have some work that would come up. There was psychological and emotional abuse too, in telling me things that were not true, or in the way that he treated me. He would make me feel left out or uncomfortable when around other people, which is known as social abuse. So there'd be situations where he would deliberately kind of leave me out or make me feel uncomfortable, or even do things that he know that would make me feel uncomfortable, or even were out of his character. So it was intentional, kind of like a bully, but yet this is supposed to be your partner. Sometimes he would lock me out of the house at night where it was dangerous and cold. I have memories of walking around early hours in the morning in Muizenberg. If anyone knows, in the winter it gets really cold there, and even around Salt River, Woodstock, in the middle of night, early hours in the morning, I was walking around because he wouldn't let me in the house. The bad treatment progressively got worse and more frequent and became traumatizing. I never thought that I would be in a domestic abusive relationship. I never wanted to be divorced. When you experience these things, you doubt yourself, you lose your dreams, you live in fear, you are confused, humiliated, and feel ashamed. Naturally, you don't want to just tell anybody about what's going on. So I told his mum and his brother first, but they didn't help. I had a miscarriage because of the abuse, and I had a black eye once. I finally decided to leave him when he almost strangled me to death. He tried to stop me from praying, but I carried on, so he attacked me. I thought I was going to die, and I said my last prayers. The date that I left was the day that Mandela died. This gave me a sign to keep strong for truth and justice, which is why we are remembering today, the 5th of December 2013, to celebrate a new life, a second chance. There are many of you here that I never would have met otherwise. I want to take this opportunity to say sorry for any way that I've offended you, for the wrongs I have done, or maybe acting a bit strange sometimes. Maybe knowing this story helps you to understand now, and you can forgive me again. Thank you all for being here, and I hope that my story and this event will help raise awareness about abuse, and so that more people can speak up. So I'm now going to share my piece called Broken. This is actually the first poem that I ever shared. I used to write as a child, but I thought, who wants to hear my poems? Oh, thank God. And strangely enough, you know, the hardest one that we share, that was the one that actually started a career in poetry. You know, and I've since grown over the years, and just flourished really. So that is actually a great example where darkness can become light, and we can even find out new talents and skills that we have. So we have my friend here, Leroy. He's from Zimbabwe, did he say? Interestingly enough, we met when I first ever came to South Africa in 2009, many moons ago. So we've known each other for a really long time, crossing paths, hanging out in similar places. Actually, if anyone knows the Melting Pot, which is a, a great place, and Tagore's, yeah, some really special places. Okay. The broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me plays like a broken record in my head. I remember when you pushed me back against the wall, the angry troll that you had become, spitting your dark symphonies. It rattled my trust in you. I love you. Won't it just stop? The broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me plays like a broken record in my head. The day that you punched me in the face, have all of your moaning and whining. I've had enough games. Just one more blow to the cradle, and then it would be empty. The broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me plays like a broken record in my head. You said you would see me next Tuesday as you pulled at my headscarf, exposing my hair. The path was slowly being dragged through the gutter, humiliating, confusing. My life was a blur. The broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me plays like a broken record in my head. When you kicked me to the floor, I fell like a bag of garbage, with a heavy heart dropping to the core of the globe, stunned. You trod on me like chewing gum. The broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me plays like a broken record in my head. For this could not possibly happen to me. This is saved for those meek and weak, powerless to the prowess. How did I find myself here? The broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me plays like a broken record in my head. For was I in a movie, watching a film in slow motion? But she didn't see eye to eye. She was no more nothing, no more oysters in the world. No matter how hard she tried, she was no longer a visionary of the future. No more oysters in the world. Incapable to create images or to sing a song. broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me plays like a broken record in my head. Inside out, I was returning to a clotted blob. Domestic abuse comes in 7, with physical being the easiest to endure. How does one explain the repetition of psychological, the entanglement of emotional, the isolation of social, the oppression in spiritual, being the giver in economical, and taken in sexual? The broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me, the broken heart that you gave me plays like a broken record in my head. Inside out, I was returning to a clotted blob. Sitting on top of my chest now, legs and arms pinned down, strangling me. With Zicker to ease the pain, you are closer than my jugular vein. So as I touch fate with death, I finally am woken. I've had enough of your games of control. If I'm to taste life again, if I'm to rise up, I must be better than this. And my majesty took me out that door.
Or nobody sees you, sees us, or sees how much I want you to have me, or how I yearn to be held in your arms, as much as I am held in your mind. Speak to me the way you do with your eyes. Tell me how I make you feel like a thief, robbing my love of me and making me look for love within you. Tell me to leave them for you. And when I say no, remove the air from my lungs, restrain me with your thoughts of you. Restrain me with thoughts of you. Leave me off balance and finally smother me with air thrusted into me by your words. Rip the floor from under me and let me fall as you watch me plummet to the end. And just before I land, catch me, then smother my mind again. Thank you. My next piece, her. I wish I could be her, the woman you desire to nurture. But I'm the one that gets off the torture, gets off on the torture. I'm trying to change, but there's something about the madness that leaves me so. Something about how pinning me to my walls, then proceeding to break me, that makes me want you. Something about making me kneel to you, that makes me want to moan king. Yet I don't see how I could ever be your queen. I'm not fit to rule by your side. I can only usurp your throne and rule over your heart the way one plays chess, at risk. Love and Roses. Thank you. This next piece, the first two pieces were just an introduction of me. About a really dark place I put myself when it came to love. For me, words were and are the most important things to me. So it's very easy for someone to abuse me verbally, because I feel people mean what they say and say what they mean. Anyway, dearest wine, there are always conditions to a human being's love. My love for wine is no different. I seek only for it to numb me slowly till I've forgotten how to feel anything but the numbness, so I can use my smile to cry and say they are tears of joy. And eventually, when the numbness fades, I can still manage to keep the smile to wear with my mask. Then I'll drink again to convince myself, as much as I've convinced the world, that it's not all a performance. Life's not a stage, and people don't wear masks. Thank you. Next piece. Keeping up appearances. When all you want to do is leave. The fake smile fades and the fake smile fades as it gets broader. Ingenuity in intent becomes evident. As she corrects her dress and sits up straight, another gesture for another hug or handshake or greeting she never wanted to give. But isn't she beautiful? In that second choice life, dress. She chose over her own happiness, the non-alcoholic champagne beginning to taste like her life, pointless, her sobriety, meaningless. But doesn't she look lovely tonight? With her monotonous crowd-pleasing and self-correcting behavior, censored behavior, tailored to suit any lie. Soon the party was over, her mask was off, and her tears fell as quickly as her facade. Thank you. May I have this dance? It's like slow dancing with a typhoon. Nature, senseless and unafraid, or